Kit Plugins just released their core compressor and it's priced at only $29. So today I'm going to run the core compressor through its paces so you can hear it for yourself and figure out if it's a buy or a pass. Hello everyone, my name is Daniel and I'm a composer who produces, mixes, and masters my own music. So if you're producing your own music or other people's music, this is the channel that's going to help you raise your audio game to the next level. In the summer of 2021, Kit Plugins released the Blackbird N105, which is modeled after the Neve 8078 console at Blackbird Studios. This was well received by many, and some are even calling it one of the best Neve emulations ever made. So to follow up with that release, they just released their core compressor, and today I have a number of sources I'm going to send through the core compressor so that you can get a good chance to hear what this does, what it sounds like, and figure out if it's right for you. So this is the core compressor, and right off the bat you can see you have the typical settings that you expect to see in a compressor. You have your threshold, you have your attack and your release. Some of the settings that you don't always see is you have this crush button up here which sets a fixed attack and release time. And then down here at the bottom middle you have a mix setting, which is great because you can use this to do parallel compression without having to use a separate bus to do it. And then in the middle here you have this body knob, and so far I'm really loving the sound of this and what it does on the source, and this is something that you don't see on many compressor plugins. So the first thing I want to run through the core compressor today is a vocal track. So I'm going to play that first dry and then I'll pop in the core compressor. The moonlight lights up your eyes. It breaks my heart to see you cry. Now with the core compressor in. The moonlight lights up your eyes. It breaks my heart to see you cry. So right off the bat, you can hear that the core compressor definitely has a sound. So if you just run signal through this, and even if you just set your threshold to 0 to where it's not compressing at all, it's going to add a certain character. And so this plugin was designed after a transformer-based compressor. So naturally, it's going to have a sound and it's going to impart a character to anything that you send through it. And so let me play that again. I'll play it dry and then I'll pop in the compressor. So here's dry. The moonlight lights up your eyes. In. It breaks my heart to see you cry. So definitely it's adding a certain character to the sound. It's adding a bit of weight. I have the body turned up just a little bit, and I'm going to demonstrate the body setting on some of these other sources that I'm sending it through. Next, I'm going to run the vocal track through the core compressor, but this time with no compression. So this will give you a chance to hear what the core compressor is doing, what kind of character it's imparting without hearing the compression. So I have the threshold set to 0 here so you won't hear any compression. But you'll also notice I have the body turned all the way up to 5 dB. And this gives you a real good chance to hear the character of this compressor, but also what the body is doing. So here first is bypassed. The moonlight lights up your eyes. Now with the core comp. The moonlight lights up your eyes. I'll play it one more time dry and then I'll pop in the core comp. The moonlight lights up your eyes. Now with core comp. It breaks my heart to see you cry. So hopefully you're listening on some good headphones or in front of some good studio monitors and you're hearing what's happening there with the character and with the body. Next we have a snare track, and first I'll play the snare track dry and then I'll pop in core comp. Now with core comp. Now that was with the mix set at 50%. Let me play the snare again, but I'll crank the mix up to 100% this time. Again, bypassed. Now with core comp. Now I want you to listen to that snare track one more time because I have the body turned all the way up on this. So I want you to hear the difference between what the body of the snare sounds like bypassed and with it in. So here we go, first bypassed. Now in. So hopefully you can hear that it's adding this nice warmth on the bottom end without sounding muddy. So one of the things that I like right off the bat with this compressor is this body knob. It's really adding a nice warmth on the bottom, and you're going to hear that on the other tracks as well. Next we have full drum set. So let me first play you the drum set bypassed, and then I'll pop in the core comp. Here's with core comp, and the mix here is set at 50%, so this gives you an idea of what this compressor would sound like using it as a parallel compressor. So again, bypassed, in. So let me also show you what that sounds like with the mix turned all the way up to 100%. So here's 100% wet. Next we have a bass track, so let me play that in bypass and then we'll put in core comp. Now with core comp. So again, hopefully you're listening on some good headphones so you can hear what that's doing. I have the body turned up to 4 dB on this one, and it's really adding a nice warmth in that bass, again, without adding muddiness. So let me play that again, and I'll pop it in midway so you can hear, and see if you can hear what's happening in the low end. So let me do that one more time. Now here with core comp. Really like how that sounds in that bass track. It's adding such a nice warmth on the bottom, again, without muddiness, which is awesome. Lastly, I want to show you what the core comp sounds like on a full mix. Now, some compressors sound great on individual tracks, but they don't work on the mix bus. But when I heard the body setting and heard the warmth that it was adding to individual tracks, one of the first things I thought of was, is this going to be able to add that same warmth on mix bus without adding mud? So let me play this full mix for you first, bypassed, and then I'll pop in the core compressor. Okay, now with the core comp in.
The moonlight lights up your eyes. It breaks my heart to see you cry.
So to my ears, that's adding such a pleasant warmth to the bottom end of this mix. Let me play it again, and I'm going to pop it in and out, and it'll say on the screen when it's in and out, so you can hear the differences more directly.
The moonlight lights up your eyes. It breaks my heart to see you cry. I promise you everything will be alright.
So hopefully that gives you a great idea if this compressor is for you or not. For me at $29, this is a definite buy. I love what the body setting does, and I'm excited to keep experimenting on some other sources. And also the compression sounds really good to me. I like how it sounded on the drums, vocals, and snare. So if you got some value out of this video, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Also turn on the bell for notifications so you can know when my next video comes out. Thank you so much for watching today, and you can click here to watch some of my other videos. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.